Yo, welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is Friday afternoon. It's actually my birthday today, so yeah, I don't know why I necessarily felt the need to tell you that. Oh, I tell you why. I got a kind of a 24-hour birthday present to myself. The Toyota Yaris GR. It's currently sitting downstairs in the driveway, so I'm trying to finish work today and get into that and shoot a video on Saturday morning, and I will have the Yaris GR on the channel in the next few days. So that's what's immediately coming up. Probably before that, actually, I will get the Hyundai Tucson. I've been driving that since Monday of this week, and that has been the best-selling car in Ireland in January 2021. That was revealed during the week. Here's some images of the car that I've been driving, and it's the Executive Plus model, the petrol hybrid. So my thoughts on that car will be coming to the channel in the next, I'd say, maybe later on today, probably tomorrow. Probably tomorrow that will go live. So that's that. Great reaction as well to the ID4 video that I did. If you haven't watched that yet, you can watch it. Obviously, it's had I think about 30,000 views at the moment in the last since I put it up on Monday, which is brilliant. Tons of comments, tons of reaction to it. A few things that I thought a button in the boot was to let down the rear seats, but there's actually for the tow bar, which is, you know, every day is a school day, even for people like me. So that's there. I also, speaking of electric vehicles, I have a little project starting, well, in my life next week for a month, and the results of that will be spread across the channel. Now, I don't know whether to do it in one bigger video or to do it in a kind of, here's a different aspect of living with an EV. But basically, I'm going to live with an EV for a month, see how I get on with it, use the charger at home, and maybe have a case where I can't use the charger at home and I have to rely on public charging, just to see, is it really that difficult in 2021, in Ireland, in Dublin specifically, to use an EV? So that's coming to the channel very, very soon. But in car news this week, just general car news, what have we found out? Well, there's a launch next Thursday for the new Nissan Qashqai. So that's coming, I presume towards the end of this year we'll have the new Qashqai. They have their Ariya EV as well from Nissan. So which is the bigger priority? Which they expect to sell more of? I'd say as of now, the Qashqai. Still going to be the priority. Sticking with EVs and Nissan, actually, the Nissan Leaf was the best-selling electric vehicle in Ireland in January of this year. It's amazing how a car that's been around can just come back. And I know the Volkswagen ID3 has outsold even normal petrol diesel cars towards the last quarter of 2020. It outsold everything. But the Leaf has just flown in January and claimed that spot. They sold 980 new cars, new Leafs in January. Opel have had a good month. Last month as well, strong sales in passenger vehicles and really strong sales in commercial vehicles, which is hopefully a sign that, you know, when things do get back to normal, they'll just take off like a rocket. Hopefully that happens. But a very strong month for commercial sales at Opel. They also announced a new model this week, and they announced that in the form of the Opel Crossland. So this kind of smaller crossover vehicle sell massively well in Ireland. This one is going to start with a 1.2 petrol engine, 83 brake horsepower, 5-speed. There's a 1.2 130 brake horsepower that they use across the PSA group. And there's a 1.5 110 brake horsepower diesel and a 1.5 120 brake horsepower diesel. I don't know if you'd pay, I mean, obviously there has to be an extra cost there. 10 extra brake horsepower. How much extra will that car cost to go up 10 brake horsepower? It's still a 1.5. It's got what Opel are calling the visor front face, so that's the new design that they're going for. 23,895 euros, so it's a relatively cheap car. It's in dealers now, apparently. You don't have to wait, so you can check them out at the moment, virtually, of course. And they are doing click and collect and delivery and collect or whatever. I always love when SIMI release the vehicle registration figures for January, because it always gives you a good idea of what are people buying, how many cars are being sold. It's not the prettiest of numbers for the January just gone. Not surprising really there. New car registrations are down 17.8%. Base 25,000 registered January just gone, 30,000 registered in January 2020. In one sense it's a drop, in another sense 5,000 down. Pandemic, lads, it's not the worst. Diesel in 2021, I know, but diesel is still the most popular source of fuel in a car in Ireland right now. Hard to believe, it's true. 34% are petrol sales, hybrid are 19%, plug-in hybrid 4%, and electric just 3%. This is in a country where they reckon we'll have 1 million of these vehicles by 2030. It's 9 years away. I just don't know how that's going to happen. I really don't. Not quite there yet either, but they did announce steps, the government did, to make, they're actually calling them powered personal transporters, because it covers everything. But e-scooters, basically they're saying you won't need road tax, stay off the footpaths, you won't need insurance. They've left out helmets up until the age of 18 or something. Why not, make them mandatory? They should. And no specific mentions of high-vis jackets. Now maybe, or just things around the outside. You should wear them if you use an e-scooter. It makes you far easier to be seen as a motorist. But look, that is good news. E-mobility is where we're going, and the idea that people are getting pulled over by guards on e-scooters is just madness. By the way, shout out to the guards. I've been in loads of checkpoints this week, and the one I was in today, when I was getting the RSGR this afternoon, was a guard who said, "Do you do YouTube videos?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Oh, I watched your video, the ID4, it looks good." And I was in the Hyundai Tucson at the time, and he goes, "This is much better than what we're using." So I think they're looking forward to getting, because they have the Tucsons at the moment, so they'll probably in time get the new one. Hyundai at the moment provide all the police Gardaí cars in Ireland here to the Defence Forces of the Gardaí. Yeah, no real surprise this week either that Hyundai announced the Tucson was the best-selling car in January 2021. As I've mentioned earlier on the video, I'll have a review of the new Tucson very, very soon on the channel. That goes with the first look video I had end of last year. So they sold almost 1,100 diesels and almost 500 hybrids. Now hybrids I can assume, well not assume, it means there's petrol. Now there is a diesel hybrid, but there's a petrol hybrid. But the figures don't specifically say petrol. So that's like for every 2 Hyundai, for every 3 Tucson sold, 2 are diesel, 1 is petrol. So again, diesel is still really, really popular in this country. Sticking with EVs, Tesla have announced a big recall in the UK, especially of touchscreen issues. I did see a few videos this week online. I saw a TikTok video, I think, from Bob Flavin, and there was a cracked roof in a new Tesla. So what's going on there? And fogged up camera sensors on the side of the car, condensation. So that's a bit weird. Are they having production quality issues in Tesla? And their new U-shaped steering wheel called the yoke. Some might say the state of that yoke, but I think it's all right. Very futuristic, kind of in a plane. Can I do a Microsoft simulator in it? I kind of, actually you probably can in a Tesla, it's probably on the screen. But it's a different way of obviously steering a car. Anyway, it's been deemed legal in the UK and Europe. They obviously were very confident that that was going to happen. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have announced here, hey, here's our new steering wheel. So yeah, kind of weird looking. Maybe it's, you feel like Batman driving it. And finally this week on Nobby's Car News, DS Ireland have announced some new models, including the DS4, which unfortunately won't be on sale until 2022, but is absolutely gorgeous looking. So they have announced the DS7 Crossback, the DS3 Crossback, the DS9 and the DS4 is the 4th model in the range and introduces a new generation of avant-garde design. It's the premium C segment, and it's just the back of it is absolutely gorgeous. They call it the visual perception of an SUV. So is it an SUV or is it not? But visually, yes, it is very nice. Perceptually, I'm pleased. You've got Nappa leather, you've got all these kind of hard, edgy bits of metal and Alcantara everywhere, and the DS7 Crossback I reviewed on the channel, it's down there somewhere. That actually did particularly well in terms of views. It was one I was surprised at because you don't see many DS cars in Ireland, but there was huge interest in it all the same. So the interiors are very, very nice. Obviously the luxury brand under Citroën, in case you didn't know, I'm sure you did. They're going to come with plug-in hybrid charging cars up to about 50 kilometers in range on pure battery. And they're quite, these are all 200 plus, well, the performance versions of them and the plug-in hybrids are all 200 plus versions of them. Brake horsepower, that is 200 plus brake horsepower. So decent performance in them too, as well as very, very good looks. And these cars now will fall under the PSA umbrella. So distributor in Ireland for them is Gowan Motors, and they do Peugeot and Opel and all these other brands, soon to be Fiat and Alfa Romeo. PSA now are a serious brand with, in time, a significant market share, even here in the Irish car market. So it should be an interesting couple of years for them in the automotive space. So anyway, look, comments, much appreciated as always. If you want to ask a question below or leave a comment, give me feedback in these videos, should I keep doing them? You just prefer the car reviews? Maybe I'm brutal at this stuff, I don't know. I just, fill in time, keep in touch with everybody, out of boredom, just wanted to start doing these videos. Got my own little studio setup here now as well, so I feel like a YouTuber, kind of. Anyway, coming soon to the channel, coming next to the channel, a video review of the new Tucson from Hyundai, and we will have the Toyota Yaris GR. Oh my God. I know it's 53 grand. It is an amazing car. It is a bit of a scrote magnet on the M50 in terms of every yoke with an exhaust that size is sitting up your arse trying to have a go, and then you drop it to fourth and they just disappear in the rear view mirror. Always drive responsibly, of course. Thank you for watching, and please do hit subscribe if you haven't already done so. I'll talk to you soon.